Hi, today I'm excited to show you Nhost's new MCP server. It allows us to do things like retrieving the API schema, running migrations, managing permissions, and even updating project configuration, whether the project is running locally with the Nhost CLI or in the cloud. Let's dig in. In this demo, I'm using a Next.js application and a local Nhost project. I will be using Cursor's agent mode to add functionality to my Next.js application. Here in the middle, we can see that we have the MCP-Nhost enabled. There are a bunch of tools available, and if you want to know more about these tools, you can head to the project's repository at /nhost/mcp-nhost, and you can find the description for each tool here, as well as installation and configuration instructions. So let's go back to Cursor. This is the prompt that I have written down. So I'm telling Cursor that I'm working with a local Nhost project. This is important because, again, we have tools for both cloud and local environments. And I'm asking Cursor to disable email verification and also add sign-in and sign-up functionality to my Next.js application. I'm accepting the change here. And I'm also allowing it to install the Next.js package. While that's happening, we can confirm that indeed email verification required is now false. I will restart Nhost so that the auth service picks up the new configuration. Okay, so Cursor now is giving us a quick summary of the changes. We can go back to our website, and we see that we have the sign-in form and the sign-up form. The colors here are not ideal, but let's sign in a user with email nunu@nhost.io. And we see that we have so sign-up is correctly working, and we have the user profile here with some auth data. We can test sign-in as well. And sign-in is working as expected as well. We can confirm that the user was created. And we now ask it to create a new table to-dos through a migration and add a couple of to-dos for the user that we just created. And also make sure that the to-dos are shown for authenticated users. So now, Cursor is calling the MCP tool local get management GraphQL schema. So it's trying to understand what's the current database schema or the API schema. It found the user with this ID here. Now it wants to add some sample to-dos. So now it's telling us that the to-dos table is available in the GraphQL schema. We can actually check that we have the migration, the correct migration there. So create to-dos table with the right SQL. There's also changes to the tables to the metadata on the tables file. So it just means that it set up the correct permissions for that to-dos table. Okay, so now it's doing a final check. It's querying the GraphQL API for the to-dos. Everything seems to be working fine. And now again, it's giving us a quick summary. So we can test the to-dos functionality. The to-do section is here. We can add a new to-do, a random. It's here. We can mark to-dos as completed. We can delete to-dos. And we can check that the table is actually here with the 3 to-dos that we have and the columns one would expect. Okay, so given the right context and tools, Cursor was able to change auth configuration, add sign-in and sign-out functionality to my Next.js application, create a new table with the migration, and set permissions for the API and table, while making sure that the Next.js app was properly hooked to the Nhost backend. All with 2 simple prompts and in one go only.